So the public administration is an optional for the civil service exam. So to start with, what is public administration? Then how important is public administration for the civil service exam? So public administration, you have two words, public and administration. So where public means government, people, or something that kept open. And administration means getting things done. So you have multiple meanings for the word public. But in the context of public administration as a subject, the term public administration means government only. So in the context of the subject called public administration, public means the government. So you can ignore this people and the other word, that is something kept open. So then administration is getting things done. Administration can exist in any system. So administration would be a part of government agencies or private agencies or voluntary agencies. So in any sector, you can find the administration. So it can be either in the government sector or private sector or in the voluntary sector. So when it comes to the public administration, we choose administration in the government sector. Public administration is administration in the government sector. So by taking this aspect in view, so what does public administration mean to say is, public administration stands for getting things done. It's a process of getting things done in the government. So this is a simplistic form of meaning of the term public administration. Quite a simplistic meaning term of this term. So generally, when we say government then, when we talk about the government, government means a combination of three agencies. The three agencies are the legislature, that is government in a democracy, not in a non-democratic country. Legislature, executive, and the judiciary. So the combination of these three organs will form into a government. So basically, when we talk about the public administration, should we talk about all the three organs or any one organ? So when it is administration in the government, it should be related to the entire government, not just any single organ of the government. Because each organ has a specific role to play. That is, legislature is responsible for the law making, executive is responsible for implementing the law, and judiciary has a responsibility of interpreting the law. So every organ has a specific role to play. Legislature, executive, and the judiciary. Each organ responsible for performing a specific task. Basically, some people consider that public administration is all about getting things done, not doing the things. So therefore, it should be confined only to the executive, which is responsible to implement the law. But you cannot implement the law without a base, and that base is the law making the law. Even in making the law also, there is administrative system. So who are the part of the administrative system actually? Public administration. Who would be the part of this system called public administration. So generally, public administration, the agents of public administration comprises of political executive, and a bureaucracy. So the political executive includes the ministers. Bureaucracy means the permanent, is also called permanent executive. And this permanent executive, they are known as the civil servants. Servants of the citizens. A civil servant is a servant of the citizen. And as a servant of the citizen, civil servant is expected to serve the people, serve the citizens. And these civil servants would serve not just the people directly, but also even the agencies in the government. The agencies in the government in the sense that the other agencies, both legislature and executive, apart from, and the civil servants would also require to serve the judicial system. There is administration everywhere, in every agency. So, this is the meaning of the term public administration, administration in the government. So then what is this administration in particular? So this administration is derived from a Latin word, ad and ministrare. There are two words in the term administration, both ad and ministrare, which means to say, to serve the people. It is to serve. So how this administration has begun, how the process of administration has begun in the human history. Because when the human being was alone, there was no need for administration. But when the human being started living and forming groups, the group life has created the need for administration. The group life means a person living with another person. When you are living with another person, you need administrative activity. So, how this group life has begun? The group life has begun with the emergence of the huge hunting of the huge animals. When the hunting was confined to the micro animals, smaller animals, there was no need for the people to form into the groups. When the human being was living in the caves, there was no need for the human being to work with other people. And when the human being has started seeking living with others, and the intention of living with others, forming into the groups, has created the need for establishing the group life, creating the group life. So this need for group life has made the people to form into the groups, and it has created the need for and desire for the administrative system. So administration is required in the groups because groups comprise of the multiple people. And people are thinking animals. So when people are thinking animals, they're supposed to have different ideas. And therefore, what is required is, when they are thinking, that will require coordination among the people. So because you are thinking, you have a different idea from the rest of the people. Everyone, no two people will think in the same manner. Just like the no two people will have the same kind of thumb impressions, fingerprints. So no two people will think in the same manner. Hence, there is a need for coordinated effort among these people, these individual levels. So therefore, this need for coordination will create the need for administration. Because to align the people, so why this administration is required? To align the people. What is aligning the people? Bringing the people together to think in the same manner. So, so what is this aligning the people? Because administration is also defined as bringing together two or more people to achieve a common goal. So this is the need for aligning the people, because when you are bringing the people, two or more people together to achieve a common goal, alignment of the people will become requirement, will be a necessity. So what would be this common goal? Depending upon the nature of the system that you are establishing, the goal will be different from one system to another system. So therefore, all this process is known as the organization. So the entire definition is related to the organization. And when there is organization, administration is necessity. Organization will create the need for administration. Because in the organization, you are bringing two or more people. Those who are thinking animals, and these thinking animals have to be coordinated. Why they have to be coordinated? Because you need to align them to achieve this common goal. So when you are bringing the people together, it is becoming an organization. And when you are establishing an organization, then administration will be necessity. So that is how the administration, the system of administration has emerged in the human civilization. So as the civilization is increasing, and the emergence of the civilization is attributed to the emergence of civilization is group life actually. Group life is the reason for the civilization. It is attributed to administration. So group life is resulting in the emergence of the civilization, and it is attributed to the administration. And this civilization will survive, and it will grow, and it is growing. If the civilization has emerged, that is due to the administration. And if the civilization is surviving, that is because of the administration. And in the future, civilization may break down. It is not necessary that the human civilization will be forever. Civilization is going to be broke. And if the civilization is broken, it is also attributed to the administration. Administration is responsible for, public administration is responsible for civilizational emergence, growth, and the breakdown. If our civilization has emerged, that is because of the public administration. If it is growing, if the growth of the civilization is experienced, that is because of the civilization, that is the administration. And in the future, if our civilization fails, if our civilization broken, that would be attributed again to the failure of administration only. So therefore, administration would be responsible for the human survival, human growth, and human decline. So everything is attributed to the administration only. Therefore, administration occupies a key role in the life of the human being. So when we talk about the life of the human being, to what extent it is influencing the life of the human being. So the influence of public administration in the human life. It is not just in India. When we say human life, everywhere in the world, wherever there are people, there is administration. And where there is administration, it is influencing the lives of the people. So, to what extent it is influencing the life of the people? In simple, from womb to tomb. This is the range of influence that the administration has over the human life. The public administration is influencing the life of the people from womb to tomb. So, what does it mean, womb to tomb? The womb means when you are not born, when the mother is pregnant. So, pregnancy stage. Tomb means death, after death. The public administration is influencing our lives. Public administration is influencing our lives right from before the birth, even after the death. Tomb is after the death. So, therefore, in every walk of life, there is an influence of administration. So, there is a little bit of administration in every one of us, in the life of every one of us. So, that is indicating the significance of public administration. Without the influence of the public administration in the government, we cannot survive. We are not able to live. And we are dependent on the administration so much that we can't even imagine our lives without the administration. So, whatever the things that we are getting today for our convenient life is all provided by the government only, the administrative system only. So, today we are using the term governance for the administration. The traditional term for the administration in the government is public administration. Instead of the term administration, today we are using the term governance. Governance was always there, but now it is a stylish word to use to refer the public administration. Only for a terminological variation. So, governance means administration only, ultimately. The meaning of the term governance is administration. Whenever you are seeing the word governance, that implies that it is all about administration, and particularly administration in the government. So, this is the public administration as a practice. Then, public administration as a subject. Whatever we have discussed till now, this is all related to public administration. What does public administration do? What does public administration does? What public administration actually is involved? And that is the practice of public administration. Then now we discuss what public administration subject is all about. Now, public administration as a subject means as a subject of study. What do we study in public administration? Public administration is studied in terms of the theory of public administration. So, we study the theory of public administration, which is connected with various organizational theories, then organizational behavior, human resource management, and financial management, comparative administration, and governance, that is governance for development. So how the development in a country takes place would be discussed as a part of this. And we also deal with the elements related to the improving the administrative system, and above all, the contemporary administrative practices. All these things are the components of studying the administration as a theory. So these are the things broadly we discuss in public administration. Fundamentally, this is all related to the paper 1. This is the brief crux of what we study in paper 1 of public administration. Fine. So paper 1 deals with all these theoretical aspects, like organizational theories. So organizational theories, because in the beginning I told you, public administration has begun with a group life. So what is a group? Why the group life is required? Because you have a goal which you cannot fulfill alone. Suppose there is a rock, a huge rock is there, and there is a man, and this man is supposed to move this rock from this place to this place. So how many times, how many days that he take to move that rock from that place to that place on a mountain? It may not be possible for him individually, as a single person. So he need the help of the other person. He may not have what is the purpose, we don't know. The purpose of moving the rock, we don't know. There would be a purpose if he is moving that rock from the lower level to the higher level. It may be used to kill someone, or it may be used when it is being moved from this place to this place. He may have a need for constructing a home. Different needs may be there. We don't know what is the need, but the purpose, objective is immediately that rock supposed to be required to be moved. And as a single individual, it may not be possible for that person. So he needs the support of the other person to move this rock. And with the support of the second person, it is possible. If it is not possible even with the second person, then he is roping in the third person. So you are creating an organization now. When you are seeking the help of the second person itself, an organization has emerged. So therefore, organization is defined as what? Organization is defined as two or more people coming together to achieve a common goal. And when you are establishing an organization, you should know how it should be created, how it should be coordinated, and how it should be structured, procedured. So the structure and procedure of organization will be understood in the organizational theories. The structure and the procedure of organizational management. Then organizational behavior. So organization by itself will not have the behavior. Who are the key elements? What is the key element in the organization? It is the human beings. So these people will have the behavior. Because of these behavioral influences, organizations tend to grow, and because of the behavioral influences, organizations tend to break up. They may collapse as well. So therefore, one has to understand the organizational behavior. The impact of this behavior will be there in terms of decision making. When we make a decision in an organization, we will not make the decision according to the rules and regulations. Most often, even as a member of the organization, though rules are influencing the decision making process, our ego is actually influencing the decision making process. The ego, what is the meaning of the ego? What is the implication of the ego? The implication of the ego is that your behavioral dimension, a negative behavior, negative attitude is actually influencing your decision making process. Suppose in your company, in your organization, if you are not liking someone, you wanted to dismiss that person, however best that person may be, however productive that person may be, you wanted to dismiss that person, and you take a decision against the organizational interest. You are supposed to take the decisions according to the rules and regulations, but you bend the rules. So this decision making, communication process, and the supervision style, all these things are not operated according to the rules and regulations. Suppose there was a news I happened to see where a boy, a 7-year-old boy, was playing a chess. So what is so interesting about this? It was shown in the TV, in the news, a 7-year-old boy playing chess. Then what is unique about this? Anybody can play the chess. But this boy is playing chess with a robo. Robo is playing the chess. The opponent is the robo. And it is operating based on the principles of artificial intelligence. Robo is so intelligent. But how intelligent it is? Nobody knows this. And the rule is, in the chess, fundamental rule in the chess is, when you make a move, only one move has to be made. You should not make two moves. That is the basic rule. But when you are playing with another human being, suppose this 7-year-old boy is playing with another boy, even if you make two moves, what the other opponent will say? Maximum, he will scold you, or otherwise he will complain to the authorities who are organizing that game. But what this robo has done, this boy has made two moves, cheating the robo. But robo did not accept it. What the robo has done, the robo has twisted the fingers of the boy. Almost broken. So this is where the human beings would be different from the machines. Almost the finger is being broken by the robot. This has created the doubts that how intelligent is artificial intelligence. That means that machines will not have the emotions. We, the human beings, will have intelligence. But machine is the robo. And this has artificial intelligence. We have what we call as emotional intelligence. Not artificial intelligence. We have an emotion and an intelligence. While the machines have artificial intelligence, which is not emotionally connected. They don't have the emotions. So such kind of behavior from the robots, artificial intelligence, was depicted in the movies like I, Robo or Rajinikanth Robo. So they have guessed the future possibilities of how the robots can become rogues. And this is the latest example how the robot has become a rogue. And this is where organizations are possibly different from the rest of the systems. Organizations are operated through human beings, and they're supposed to be operated through the human beings. Generally, we think that the military has to be replaced with the robots. If the military is replaced with the robotic army, then they will not discriminate between what is right and what is wrong. Imagine if the robo is being hacked by the enemy. The robo will fight against you. So therefore, in certain areas, there should be only human beings. And organization, wherever there are human beings in the organizations, they will tend to behave differently. But their behavior is emotionally connected. And this emotional connectivity will be made possible because of this emotional connectivity. Human beings will not generally act against another human being. There is a need for regulating this, the behavior of the people in making their decisions and in making their communication process and with reference to their style of supervision. It all determined by the people whom to be managed. Suppose supervision, there are two styles of supervision. The two styles of supervision are, one is dictatorship style of supervision, which is known as the despotic style. And the opposite is known as democratic style of supervision, a despotic and a democratic style of supervision. And which is the best one between the despotic and the democratic to get the results? What is the best method of supervision between dictatorship style and the democratic style? Usually we believe that democratic style is the best suited. But where is the guarantee that the democratic style of supervision is best suited for any system? It depends. Simple answer should be it depends. It depends upon what? It depends upon who you are supervising. It depends upon the situation in which you are supervising, conditions in which you are supervising. So you cannot have a universal formula and you cannot declare that only democratic style of supervision is good. Suppose in case of war, can you manage the people with democratic style of management? It is impossible. In military, can the military personnel be managed under the democratic procedures? You need to follow the despotic style of management over the army personnel. And a mob is attacking. Can you take up the democratic style of supervision? Impossible. So you need to have only a despotic style of management. So it all depends, depending upon the behavior of the people whom you are supervising. So that is the nature of the organizational behavior. Organizations are constituted with the human beings, the people. The people who are less than logical. What is this less than logicality? Means the less than logic nature of the human beings is people cannot think logically absolutely. Logical thinking is possible only for the machines. But absolute logical thinking is also dangerous because absolute logic will reduce and will kill the emotions. Human being is a combination of emotions and logic. This is what we describe as the emotional intelligence. You cannot do things only based on the calculations and the statistics. A plus B whole square cannot be always the same thing. 1 plus 1 and 1 will not be necessarily 2. 1 and 1 can be anything else. So this is all emotional dimensions. If you think only logically, then you will ask for the conditions and you will be having a definite result. But since you are dealing with the people are less than logical. They take the decisions beyond the logic and you have to manage them. How these people have to be managed in the organizations with different thinking, different ideologies. So, suppose the government of India is going to implement this program called Agnipath scheme. Initially there was an opposition from very few pockets in the country. And the opposition has depicted this like a very big opposition coming from every part of the country. But in just a span of 10 days, the opposition has been eradicated. And if it is opposed, nobody should apply for it. But when the government has made this announcement for the notification, has given the notification for the Agnipath, for 50,000 vacancies, how many people have applied? If it is opposed by everybody, nobody should apply. But when the government has announced 50,000 vacancies in the Agnipath scheme, how many people have applied for it? Almost 4 lakhs people have applied for it.